So thank you so much for taking your time out of your day. I just have a
I'm
couple.
sorry that I was missing you all the time. Yeah.
Oh no, it's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with a simple question that I think you're gonna be able to expand on. So what
Yeah.
is something that you love about engineering as a field?
That I like about Zoom.
Engineering.
Engineering is that it makes the life of people easier in many ways.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So is there a way that you have made someone's life easier or the person you worked for made it easier?
Yes, when I was working in telecommunication companies, we were making things that was making life easier for a lot of people.
Oh, perfect. And then what is one of your favorite projects as an engineer?
Well, Julian, it's hard to say because it's been a while but cybersecurity is my favorite now
Why is that?
because it keeps people from doing things that they are not supposed to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Right now, my computer is infected, and I have a pop-up that Norton is trying to sell me something.
Yeah, it's probably fake.
Yeah.
So, what are some difficulties you've had as an engineer, whether it's, getting used to the field or just problems with things you're trying to, some projects you had?
Difficulties, well, every engineering project has its own difficulties. When you identify the problem, then then you have to help identify the solution also, and how to provide the solution that is easy, that is cheap, affordable, and so forth.
Yeah. It also ties into my project with systems engineering, and it
Mhm.
talks about how people can streamline the engineering process to make things cost effective and also make it user convenient.
Yeah,
Um,
every network has two sides. One is the customer side, client side. The other side is the operator side, those that operate the system. There are two different things. The one that is on the customer side should be as simplistic as possible, that does not require a computer degree to operate it. But the one that is on the operator side could be as complicated as it be, because they're all engineers that they operate it.
yeah, that's a good point. What is something you wish you were told before you started pursuing engineering?
Well,
I know it's a tough question, but if you could go back and speak to yourself before you started your career, what would you tell yourself?
uh, in an engineering has many aspects. One is the hardware side of it. The other one is the software side of it. The other one is the integration part of it that puts the hardware and software together. So I wish I had a chance to get in depth in one of these fields rather than having the overall
Yeah.
the
How
hands-on.
does Oh, sorry.
If I had, if I was focusing on hardware, I would could flourish. If I had focused on software, I would flourish. And systems integration, I wish I had focused on one subject. Yes.
Yeah. Um, how does systems engineering, like specifically, contribute to a company's approach to fixing problems? So how does systems engineering help a company?
Systems engineering, it looks at the way things the operator and the users have to deal with. For example, look at the keyboard in front of you. It is black, background is black, and the numbers on it are white.
Yeah.
If it was the other way around, it was all white and numbers were white, you would be so bored and tired after a while having a keyboard like that. But this way, black in the background and white on the top is easier on the eye, easier on the mood. And if it was red or orange, was totally different things.
That's
So
true.
yeah, they call it the human factor side of it is very important. Something that should be, could be guessed, so don't have to go through a lot of thinking. Could be easily, looking for a word. Anyway, something that is easier to guess, rational, logical.
Yeah, that's kind of funny because you described my exact keyboard. Because
Yeah,
everything's black with the white letters.
yes. Every keyboard is like that,
Yeah.
black and white. And this is the system engineer decided. And when you talk about the operator side of it, if the user side has a problem and calls the operator side in a network, the operator side should be able to quickly, on his own, determine what the problem is without quizzing the user. Oh, what about did you reboot this? Instead of throwing jargon on the user, the operator should be able to handle the diagnostic on their own. Or they should be able to say, oh yes, this problem that is reported on this angle, reported on that angle, and these two are interrelated.
Yeah. So problem diagnosis.
Yeah, problem that is, and if 10 users call and complain, the operator does not see 10 problems. You see one problem, parentheses 10.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Okay? If
Scaling.
you get 10 or 20 or 30, oh, he's going to be overwhelmed and confused. So the system should have the intelligence to correlate these different reports of failure, different rates of different reports of problem, and put them in one so the operator can concentrate on it.
Yeah, that's yeah. So yeah, I really like what you're saying and how systems engineering is to make a system for defining things so we're not scattered all over the place.
Yes, yes.
All right. So last question. Would you recommend engineering as a field to go into?
Well, engineering has evolved. Engineering could be medical engineering, for example, how a pacemaker works, how an artificial heart works, how a kidney machine works, and all that. I would be very much interested in dealing with medical engineering. Medical engineering is a very nice subject too.
Yeah. How about systems engineering?
Systems engineering applies to all these fields that I mentioned. The person that makes like thermometers. A thermometer must be so simple to operate, so light that one nurse can hold with one hand easily and won't tear up her muscle arm muscles to lift it up. Should be so simple. Hold it, 5 seconds, reads it.
Yeah.
As opposed to put in the person's mouth and don't chew it. Hold on a second. Don't wiggle it in your mouth. In this kind of thing. No, they put that thermometer 10 inches from your forehead. That's it. So medical engineering, for example, that has systems engineering. Aerospace engineering. Aerospace has its own systems engineering, like the pilots cockpit of the pilot, how should it look like? What color should they be? Where should each gauge be located? What should be the tab should be all digital or dial that goes this way and that way, or show it by number? Probably both. Some have to be both, because if you have the dial, it's easier to read than reading the number. Oh, see, it's in the middle. Is then it's 45 or 49. What is it? Oh, you know, is it 56 or 65? Sometimes people get confused when they're in a hurry. But if you dial, it's easier to read. So system engineering applies to those two, to cockpit, designing the cockpit, everything. I mean, that you build requires system engineering, that the system engineer should define how the user side, how the pilot should handle that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect.
And the information that goes in the box that records all the problems, all malfunction, those that are not working properly, that data is collected and go to in a box. In a box. The box is going to be readable by a super engineer to see what is wrong. But the pilot doesn't have to deal with all that all the time.
Yeah, so simplicity for everyone involved in the process. And then,
simplicity and accuracy and prompt information, how long it takes. When it senses the heat in one engine, how long should it take to report that?
as quick as possible.
Quick reporting is also important.
That was the perfect answer.
Yeah.
Well, those are all the questions. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Are you thinking about engineering, system engineering?
Yeah, engineering as a field.
Okay, think about it, that every field has engineering, from aerospace, medical equipment, the medical equipment that are used in operating room, like take the hospital bed. You know, the engineer should decide that the nurse can lift the bed easily, quickly with one pedal that pushes that pedal, it comes up, rather than cranking something to bring up, you know? Or rather say, oh, where is that handle? Who moved that? You know, where is it? No, it's easy. At the bottom is the press it.
So the engineers are simplifying and advancing the world at the same time.
Yeah, engineers make life difficult for themselves to make it easy on others.
I like that. That's a great quote.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear.
Have a
Good
great
luck.
night. Love
Okay,
you.
bye.